Lee Spencer with the Racing Boys. I'm here with Rico Abreu, 7th A main. You've won 2 of them. What's going to take to beat Bell?
I think just minimizing those mistakes. He's really good. We'll have to see how tomorrow night goes for him, and I know he'll be definitely the car to beat this weekend, and as well as Larson. And I think all the Coons cars are going to be right there up front. So I'm looking forward to Saturday. I think Christopher, he doesn't make a lot of mistakes, so you'll have to either start in front of him or snooker him in traffic.
You're really a student of the sport. It never fails to amaze me when you go to every inch of the track. You want to know what's going on, how to deal with it. The track tonight really looked sticky. It really looked wet. What did you need to know before going down there? I mean, you had your heat, you had your practice laps, but what did you take with you tonight just to give yourself, like, you know, the maximum that you had to put out?
I just like to I go out on the track because I just want to see how it's developing, and I just, when I go out there, I image my car and how it feels the race before, previous race, and it just helps me explain things to Keith a little bit better. And you know, with my relationship with Tony, I can kind of get the insight on what their plan is for the end of the night. And the last 3 nights the tracks I felt been perfect, so they changed it a little bit tonight with a little bit more moisture, and I felt like the end of the race, it ended where it was last night.
Your relationship with Keith, I mean, every time you get out of the car, and you know, whether you win or lose, and you have a tendency to win, but he just seems so supportive of what you're trying to do, and it seems to me it's like a win-win relationship because you really help each other.
Yeah, he makes me feel really comfortable in his environment, and I think that's the biggest thing to all of this, all of racing, is our personalities are really similar at the end of the day. And you know, he's got a lot of history, and he's someone I've always really looked up to, and definitely now that I get to race for him every year, and I need to write up that lifetime contract with him.
That would be really cool. But he can't help you get to the Indy 500. You mentioned Tony earlier. I'm sure you've seen all the memorabilia around his place in Columbus. What is it about the Indy 500 that just really eats at you, something that you want to do?
I think just, you know, just the race and the history behind it, and my relationships with, you know, Tony and Chip and Kyle and all those guys, you know, where I've just had this eager to go do it, and I think it'll be big for my career, and not just to go race it, but to go get in a competitive car and understand how that sport works with handling. And you know, you see these guys do the doubles, and Chip or Kurt, and I know Kyle wants to do it one day, you know, so it'd be really cool to just experience the atmosphere at the Indy 500 as a driver.
And finally, Rico's fan is almost as popular as Rico Abreu, but how did the idea come for the hats with the mullets?
I actually had some friends, a friend that I've always kind of been growing the mullet the last year and a half now, and I had a friend give me the idea and then kind of push forward through it, and I didn't know if it was going to be good or not, and I got here, and I just felt like I needed someone very powerful to help me push this, and I asked Tony, and he kindly helped me out.
And finally, your relationship with the fans, you know, tall, short, young, old, whatever, they always just, you're like a magnet to the fans. What made you get or just understand that dynamic of how important they are to racing? I mean, probably more important than any other sport, because at the end of the day, they really, you know, take care of all of our salaries.
I think I've just, you know, how I was raised and my family, you know, how they taught me to live, and that's where I really understood it all, just because I've been, yes, I've had a really, I've had a lot of great opportunities where I've, you know, seen a lot of stuff, and I've been around a lot of good people, and they really, it really just picked up my maturity level, and it did it in such a short amount of time, and I just learned to, you know, I like growing up at school, for an example, I never got bullied because I was everyone, you know, I was friends with everyone. I went to a school with 400 kids, and everyone knew me. And it was, you know, so it was really easy to live life when, you know, I'm on my own, and you know, I interact with so many people. So I can get into these atmospheres, and I don't have that feeling where I don't feel comfortable around somebody.
It's certainly worked to your benefit. Appreciate your time. Know you want to go get a cold beer. Thanks for your time, man.
Thank you.
See ya.